Hello, and today we're going to do what if the Infinity Stones from the MCU were devil fruits in One Piece. So first of all, we'll start with the Soul Stone. So a soul needs to be sacrificed to gain this stone. And in the MCU, Black Widow was sacrificed so that Hawkeye could get this stone and return it. So if it was a devil fruit, what I think would happen is that it would be like Law's immortality surgery. He can, he has so Law has Yoppy Yoppy no Mi, and then he performs the immortal surgery on another person who then has the immortal surgery, but Law dies. So in this case, it would be we'll call it the soul fruit. So a person gets a soul fruit, and then he he performs some kind of surgery on another person, which gives them the power of the fruit. However, the person who performed the surgery dies, and obviously the person who has the power would sink in water. And also, the person who performs the surgery, the only power they would have is to perform the surgery. They wouldn't have any power, so that they would only not be able to swim. So the stone can be used to locate other souls. So this is like Big Mom's devil fruit. So you have soul manipulation. You can tear out people's souls and put them in other things, and to contact people's souls within them. So I think this one already exists in the One Piece world. The second stone is the Mind Stone. So this gives you control. Gives you mind control, basically. So you can control other people, and it can get. So the stone itself has the ability to give machines and non-animated things life. So in the MCU, Vision has the Mind Stone, and he's a robot, and that keeps him alive. And this would be particularly useful for someone like Vegapunk, because he has huge amounts of scientific potential, and if you can because he can make all of the cyborgs like the animals on Baltimore, and if he could just take complete robots and allow them to be self-sufficient and be able to think on their own, that would be very interesting and useful for specifically someone like Vegapunk, or maybe Frankie. If he was making robots, he could give the thousand sunniest of life. That would actually be interesting. Let's say theoretically, if Frankie got a fruit, what if he got the soul fruit from like Big Mom's devil fruit, or because then he could tear out people's souls. I mean, given he's not very scary, but he might be able to take people's souls, and then if he put it in a thousand sunny, that would be nice. Because I know in like everyone loved the Going Merry, and it was sad when it went, but it didn't have like an actual but it had more of a soul than the Thousand Sunny, because in Skypiea there was the sort of ghostly sort of carpenter who came and fixed it, who was just the spirit of the sea. And it would be nice if the Thousand Sunny would also sort of have a spirit, so it could feel like it was just as worthy as the merry-go. Also, it can make a projection of a person. So you if I don't know, let's say Luffy has the power, he could be standing in one place, and he can project his body into another place using his mind, and he can interact with people there. Actually, no, it'd be a bit like Robin's Devil Fruit, where she can make a clone, but the clone can't actually be hurt. However, it can still interact and cause some level of damage. Then the Time Stone. So this gives absolute control of time, and the closest devil fruit we have in the series to this is Toki's devil fruit. So she used her devil fruit to send Raizo, Kanjuro, and Kinemon into the future so that they could keep and Momonosuke, so they could keep Momonosuke safe and away from Kaido until it was ready for the raid and for him to be taken down. However, that's all we've seen from it, and it doesn't seem to be as extensive as the time stone, because Doctor Strange he can choose what is affected by the time, but he can also move it not only forwards, but he can also move time backwards, and that would be useful in a battle, because if at Endgame Doctor Strange had the Time Stone, let's say all of the Avengers were killed, he could, and he had the Time Stone, he could turn back time, specifically for the Avengers, until they were all alive, and then they could go and fight Thanos, again, and he could do it repetitively, until eventually they won. In terms of limitations, it's just you probably can only affect people who are willing to be affected by the time up to a point, and so you can't directly affect, say, you can't turn Kaido into just a fetus or a baby and then kill him, because his haki at that point is too strong. Then the reality stone. So this can change what is and what isn't reality. And a fruit that's very similar to this ability is Gyoda's art fruit. And this basically means that she can think of a sort of art piece and then make it appear. So she turned the Thousand Sunny into a sort of modern art piece using her fruits, and she can create things, and this would be useful because then, taking it a step further with the reality stone, you can change what isn't reality. So a bit like ninjutsu from Naruto. So you have the clones, and the clones can fight, but they can't take any damage because they're not in the same way real. Then it can also grant transformation. So on top of being affect what is real around you, can also what makes you real. So transformation like Bon Clay's Devil Fruit or Katarina Devon's Nine-Tailed Fox. Space Stone. So this grants teleportation, and none of the Devil Fruits that we've seen like really cover actual sort of teleportation in One Piece, because there are Devil Fruits that can make you travel very fast. So like Kizaru and Kuma can sort of throw people huge distances, but those are, so the definition of teleportation, for me at least, is to travel to any distance, like no matter how far or close it is, in the exact same amount of time. So Kizaru can travel incredibly fast at light speed, but it will vary from it'll take him longer to go around the world than it will to go across the room. However, if you're opening a portal, it is simply opening the portal and going in, and it will go there. And if you wanted to go to the other side of the universe, it would take the exact same amount of time. He simply just has to go into a portal. Also, with opening portals, you can transport other people against their will. So if you're fighting, so let's say you're fighting against, so if you're with Eneru, for example, and he uses a lightning attack, you can open up a portal and the lightning will simply just go into it, and it can be transported into outer space and do you no damage. Or you could force Eneru into a portal himself and transport him in the middle of space. which weirdly he already is, he's on the moon, but then he can't attack you from out there. And then finally, the Power Stone. So this is sort of just plain energy. So energy manipulation is incredibly powerful. So it's because everything pretty much is or contains energy. So whether it's a tree which has wood, when you burn it, it produces it releases its energy. Everything has a chemical store of energy at the very least. So if you had energy powers, if you could suck out all of someone's energy, it would kill them. And also, if you could then going with Eneru, if his lightning attacks are basically just concentrated electrical energy, you can either sort of absorb it or reflect it back. I think how this would work would be you could reflect it back to a certain level, but if the attack was too strong, you wouldn't be able to absorb it, or if it would, and I don't think you would be able to absorb someone's energy, because then that's just a straight KO, and it wouldn't be very interesting if anyone's having a fight with it. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's my ideas for what if the Infinity Stones were Devil Fruits. Bye.